Oh, got the mini excavator unchained, ready to unload it here. Track loader still here. Got a retaining wall footing. We got footings to do, not just one. Got one that comes off the corner of the house, goes through here. Another big footing down here. 54-inch wide, comes out, what, 20 feet?
Yep.
Then angles, goes out that way, and then just stop it into the hill right there, or
yeah,
we'll kind of figure it out.
Yep. And then this one's going to match this angle.
Okay.
So it's going to be angled off the house right from the get-go.
I got you.
Space the same.
We'll figure that angle out once we dig this. We can pull a string there or something off of it. All right. Well, let's measure this out. I want to dig this one first. We'll paint it out because we can't paint that one out till we know where this one's going. So
makes sense.
Makes sense. I see somebody's picked up my string that was laying on the wall, so we'll have to re-string that and pull a straight edge, paint that. Yada yada yada. You should keep it. Throw it in the pool.
Bust up all this nice concrete.
All right, so we got everything laid out. This is the footing. That's actually where the block starts. So it's 12 inches of footing out, 3 foot of footing behind the wall. That way it's got a big lug to help hold it from toppling over. So 54-inch wide footing, ties in right there, comes down, goes all the way to right there. 16 inches below finished grade right there, so 2 more inches of concrete goes up over that. So we are 14 inches deeper than top of wall on the lower pool. So we'll move some of that gravel out of the way and start digging the footing right there, laying all the dirt over here, and I'll take the track loader and clean it up, take it over here to the pile. Down just a little bit. Down a lot right there probably. Okay. Good. 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 Our retaining wall footing is dug. We did have one step down right there. I do have to dig out for the stair well right there, so I have to pull that back a little bit more. But we measured off this and got the second wall right there parallel. It's got to go up there to the top of that waterproofing. So we're going to go there and start digging the footing down to right here. Let's get it done. I'll take track loader and clean up all my dirt, put it in the piles. Track loader time. Got this footing dug, stair step down the hill, and that one over there as well. Dug out the stairs. I'm going to take the loader, clean up all that dirt, just push it over here into the pile. Same with this, just so they have access to be able to get the concrete truck over here and all that not be in the way. Then probably drive the truck down right here and back up to all those footings and pour it in there as well. Let's move a little dirt. Got the dirt pushed up over here into the pile. I'll dress everything up with the mini here a little bit. And I'll be back Monday to dig the 2 footings for the walls on that side of the house. And we may go ahead and put in the water line from the well over here to the house. I'm back.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, I took the machine home because I knew I wasn't going to finish, and I wanted to work on some of my stuff at the house.
How'd that go?
And well, I got about an hour's worth of work in before it started raining, and then it didn't stop raining for like 8 hours. So our little 1/4 inch rain that they were calling for turned into 4.5 inches of rain.
What? The weatherman was wrong?
The weatherman was wrong.
Impossible.
And the footings that we dug Saturday, that you were going to put rebar in this week after they got inspected today, and get everything formed up to pour into the week, turned into moats.
Yep.
So now we got to skim mud out, which is not uncommon. It happens because it's hard to pick a week without rain, but it's a muddy mess down here. Looks like Sunday morning you started putting rebar down.
Yeah, we did.
And then
it started raining on us.
And then it really rained.
It really rained, and it didn't stop. And yeah,
all that nice sediments down there. Yeah. It's not a lot of sediment, it's just enough sediment. So yeah, we gotta skim all that out.
Hear that buzzing sound?
That's the water going out of the pool.
Pumping the water out of the pool.
All right, so let's get this mess cleaned up, and I got 2 more wall footings to dig over there. And
you know,
a water line trench.
This is a 30+ yard pour
for retaining wall footings.
For retaining wall footings, and that is the pump room.
Okay, you're going to get that room. Okay.
We're going to go into the hallway. So
it's probably going to be more than that, a little bit more.
I figured it today, 34 yards.
Well, it depends on how much gravel we put back in our over dig.
Oh, that definitely going to make a difference.
Big difference. Alrighty.
Drink healthy.
I got you. This is not a paid production. So I got my third footing dug here and another one dug up there. Ran into some bad ground right here. Had to undercut it about 2 feet. Got a little groundwater coming in. I'm gonna take the 953 as a pile of rock up there, get a couple bucketfuls, dump it in here. Go ahead and get this footing filled back up so that it's not below the pond level. I don't think it's below the pond level, but it's getting close to it. right, so I'm over here at the driveway crossing. So this is the water that drains from the little pond up front that I originally built. Comes down through the woods and it drains over here into the pond. There's only like 6 inches of fall from here to there. It's really flat in here. But when we got the big rain, the water actually pulled up and went over here and washed all the rock over there into the grass. You can kind of see that. So we're gonna add another pipe. I can't add a bigger pipe just because there's not enough coverage. So that's a 40 feet of 18-inch pipe. I have 2 more pipes. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the gravel back and put those in, get them covered up. Second culvert pipe is in. I got this tracked in with a mini. I'll touch it all up next time the skid steer's out here. So I raised this pipe up about 2 or 3 inches higher than that one. I want that one to handle the main flow, which is going to put it right there directly in the ditch. Then once we get a big rain, that one can't handle all, well, it'll start flowing through this one, but I'd really just want to kind of concentrate to that pipe during pretty much all the rains until we get a big rain. That way it just kind of keeps it in a nice straight ditch. I went through there and got that cleaned out, so this pipe is actually draining now. There was a lot of sediment in the ditch from just everything washing over the past couple of years since doing the pond there. So it's really flat through there, but I was able to get that drained out and all that. And I don't know why. I guess he still got the well hooked up. All right, I'll have to ask Jeff what's going on with that, because we got water pumping out of the ground. Probably need to shut that off. All right, so I am digging the water line now for the water line from the well to the house. The primary power comes in here somewhere and cuts through here and goes to those 2 lots over there, and then it jumps across the road and goes to the transformer over there. I do know that for a fact. Where it crosses, we're not 100% sure. We called in locates, but they would not come out and locate it. Kept saying it was a private line, even though it's a main easement for Duke Energy, but whatever. So I'm kind of being gentle, digging through here. Once I get back to probably behind the machine right here, I know that it's definitely not over here, because I've I remember they come in like by that tree somewhere. So I'm gonna dig back a little bit more, and I'll set up the time lapse and I'll rock and roll right on up there beside the driveway to the house. We got a nice brand new pretty dump truck. Look at there. I think that one's about 2 weeks old. Bring another load of rock here. He's got to get angled a little bit more there because of the slope there. That truck's about 4 miles long, it looks like. That's a pretty good sized load of gravel there. Peterbilt. Well, I've been busy, but I got the trench dug here to the sleeves there through the foundation for the water line. Got the trench dug all the way down here to the ditch. I'm not going to dig that this evening or afternoon because water will fill it up tonight. I'll just dig it in the morning and we'll finish laying the pipe to the well over there by the camper. So I got about another 80 feet to dig, which won't take too long. This went pretty quickly. I'm back over here this evening. Got the rest of the ditch dug to the well right there. I found a pipe. Somehow managed to not break the pipe and dug under that. They got the water line and the tracer wire, and Jeff looks like he's up there. He's got some fiber optic line he wants to run in the trench as well to have it over here. So I'm gonna go swap out for the 48-inch bucket, and then I can reach over there and backfill this trench. He's got concrete coming at 5 a.m. to pour all the footers. I'll get a video of that when I get back up there. All right, got the water line backfilled there. They got all the rebar in the footings, plywood where it steps down. A lot of rebar.
You're filming, I better put my safety in, right?
Yeah, please put your safety fence back up that we've tripped over like 20 times. You know what, Jeff? Don't worry about the safety fence. What you really need is your rebar caps.
Well, it's not getting any. unless Casey says he wants them on there. I don't need them on there. Casey said he don't need them on there.
You can put them on there after the concrete's poured, so if you fall over to... No need to bury them in concrete in the morning?
There you go.
About ready to go swimming.
That's all the warning you get.
That's all you get. You're gonna pour the roof for this one too. You're pouring over top of the garage too, the breezeway thing, right, too?
Yeah. We can go ahead and bury that.
Got another little wall up there. And then this little one right here. I got all the cinder block over there. They're gonna start doing the retaining wall, pour the block, or set the block, pour it full of concrete. And then I'll be able to backfill all these and use the rest of that dirt up.